Every Outcast power in Wednesday explained. Psychic visions. This ability is Wednesday Addams' main supernatural tool. She uses it to investigate murders and uncover secrets connecting the town of Jericho and the history of Nevermore Academy. The power, technically called clairvoyance, lets a person see hidden events from the future, past, or sometimes the present. For Wednesday, these visions are usually sudden and overwhelming. They hit her as violent, intense flashes of images and sounds when she touches an object or person. It's not just a feeling or a guess, it's an active, deep experience that momentarily pulls Wednesday into the time of the event. This experience is physically draining and stressful, forcing Wednesday to deal with a type of vulnerability she generally hates. The gift runs in her family, it's passed down through the Frump side, showing its deep genetic roots. Both her mother, Morticia Addams, and her grandmother, Hester Frump, have this ability. This family connection explains Wednesday's own emerging powers. The strength and specific way the power shows up can change over time, but the basic process, tapping into the timeline, stays the same. The Frump bloodline essentially acts as a channel for this special way of seeing time. In the world of Outcasts, psychics are divided into two main types, doves and ravens. This split describes the basic focus of their visions. Doves, like Morticia, mostly see visions that focus on positive possibilities, good outcomes, opportunities, and favorable paths ahead. Their visions may still include bad things, but the focus is on a hopeful resolution. Ravens, which include Wednesday and Hester, see visions that deal almost completely with doom, danger, and disturbing events from the past or future. For ravens, their connection to time pulls them toward moments of strong emotion, trauma, or threat. This means a dove and a raven could touch the same thing and see two completely different, but true, parts of its history. Wednesday is a raven, which is why her visions always lead her to the darkest parts of the mysteries she solves. The dove and raven division suggests a basic balance in the power that reflects the nature of fate itself. Werewolf transformation. This is the core power of the Furs, the main group of werewolf students at Nevermore, with Enid Sinclair as the most well-known. The power is the physical change itself, a transformation from a human into a wolf-like form. This change is not just skin deep, it is a major biological shift that completely changes the outcast's body and, temporarily, their personality. The process involves quickly changing bones and muscles, growing fur, and getting powerful animalistic senses. When they've changed, werewolves get big physical boosts, much more strength, greatly increased speed, and tougher skin or durability. They become natural hunters, able to track, fight, and move fast across tough ground. But this transformation comes with a cost. They lose their normal control and become more violent, unpredictable, and driven by instinct. The power is a trade-off. Huge physical strength in exchange for losing control and reason. Normal werewolves are heavily controlled by the lunar cycle, with the full moon typically forcing a complete and unstoppable change. This reliance on the moon controls their schedules and training because the change is risky for everyone. The werewolf idea is made more complex with the alpha werewolf type, which is much more powerful than the standard wolf. Enid is an alpha, meaning she doesn't need the full moon to trigger her first or later transformations. This superior genetics suggests she has much better internal control over the wolf gene. Once an alpha like her transforms, or wolfs out, they have more power and control than average wolves. However, this superior power has a huge, high-risk problem tied to how they first change. If an alpha, like Enid, has her first full transformation during the full moon, she runs the risk of being stuck permanently in her wolf form. This irreversible state would wipe out her human thoughts and turn her completely into her animalistic self, making her an outcast even to other werewolves. This kind of event would mark her as a feral danger, possibly leading other werewolves to hunt and kill her to protect their own secrecy. The alpha status, therefore, is the peak of this power, but carries the most severe biological risks: electrokinesis. This is the strong power to create, control, and move electricity. This ability is common among several members of the Addams family, suggesting a genetic tendency toward controlling energy fields. The main person who uses this is Uncle Fester, who shows advanced control over electric currents. His power lets him directly tap into existing electricity or shoot strong electrical bursts from his own body. He can channel this energy through touch, use it to power machines, or use it as a powerful weapon for attack or defense. Fester's control is very precise. He can use the electricity without hurting himself because his body has a special way to safely generate and handle the high voltage. The line of electricity users continues with Pugsley Addams, Wednesday's younger brother, whose power is less controlled and more unstable. Pugsley's electrical ability is spontaneous and powerful, showing up as accidental bursts of lightning. The fact that his bursts are accidental shows how dangerous the power is when it's not fully mastered, a contrast to Fester's focus. Pugsley's uncontrolled energy surge was actually responsible for bringing a major character back to life, showing that even raw, untrained electrokinesis can have huge, accidental results by providing the necessary energy to restart a life. This power class is a direct interaction with basic physical forces, making it one of the most powerful abilities in the Outcast community for both destruction and creation. Pyrokinesis. This is the power to create, control, and manipulate fire using only mental focus and willpower. It is a powerful and very destructive Outcast ability. The most significant character with this power is Principal Dort. Pyrokinesis works by using the mind to speed up how fast molecules move and to control the flow of oxygen, allowing the user to create a flame out of thin air or make an existing fire much bigger. This power needs intense concentration, as losing focus could cause accidental self-harm or massive destruction. The uses of this power are huge, from simply creating light to massive deadly attacks. Principal Dort used his pyrokinesis as a lethal weapon, showing the extreme danger of this power in the hands of someone evil. He used fire to murder people and instantly destroy evidence, proving how fast and complete its destructive power is. The power allows the user to turn a normal place into a dangerous, fatal one instantly. The fact that a fire user like Dort, who tried to use his position to cover up crimes driven by greed, exists shows how easily highly destructive powers can be hidden by normal appearances. Pyrokinesis is a raw power that represents the ultimate control of heat energy. Telekinesis. Da Vinci's is the name for the group of outcasts who have telekinesis, which is the ability to move and control physical objects with their mind without touching them. The name comes from Leonardo da Vinci, linking the power of mental control to the idea of great genius and mastery over the physical world. This suggests that controlling matter is a form of engineering brilliance. The power works by creating a mental force or energy projection that directly pushes on the mass of an object. The amount of control and the maximum weight a Da Vinci can lift are determined by the individual's mental strength, training, and focus. Rowan, a character who only appeared briefly, was the first to show this basic power by lifting and throwing small objects. However, the true strength of the Da Vinci class is shown when they work together. A key example showed several Da Vinci students teaming up to build and control the Founder's Pyre, which was shaped like a huge phoenix. In this amazing show, the students collectively used their telekinesis to lift and control the massive wooden structure, making the phoenix appear to fly before it was burned. This proves that telekinesis is a power that gets much stronger with group effort, letting outcasts combine their mental energies for feats that one person couldn't do. The Da Vinci name, then, stands for the collective power of the mind over matter. Shape-shifting. This is a confirmed supernatural power among Nevermore outcasts. Specifically, it's the ability to instantly and biologically change one's physical look and form to perfectly copy another person. The main person known to use this complex power was the former principal Larissa Weems. This ability, known as metamorphosis, requires extremely sophisticated biological control, letting the user change bone structure, muscle, skin, and voice to create an exact clone. The power is shown to be very detailed and practical. Weems used shape-shifting to hide Rowan's death, changing into him to fool the public and keep things calm. This showed how useful the power is for spying and trickery. The transformation is not a visual trick, it's a real physical change that can withstand close inspection. Other shapeshifters appearing later confirmed that this is a recognized group, but Weems remains the most important user. The power gives the user the ultimate disguise, making them incredibly hard to find or identify when they want to hide their true self. The strain of keeping up a shift, especially a long one, is likely the main limit of this power. Siren Song. The Siren Song belongs to the Scales or Sirens at Nevermore. It is a powerful ability to control minds using their voice. Like their mythological counterparts, the Siren's voice has an inherent, irresistible psychological force. Their main ability is to manipulate the actions of those around them simply by speaking a command or wish. The person hearing the song is forced to obey without arguing or resisting, basically overriding their free will. The command doesn't have to be sung, the power to manipulate is built into their normal speaking voice. This makes the Siren Song one of the most powerful forms of non-physical force in the Outcast world. Besides their vocal control, sirens are also classified as part sea creatures, a biological trait that appears when they are in water. Underwater, they partially transform, growing a mermaid tail and gaining the ability to breathe underwater. This aquatic adaptation connects their power to their elemental heritage, giving them a unique advantage in the sea. Bianca Barclay is the main siren, and her careful control over her voice shows how much self-discipline is needed. The Siren Song is shown to be a potent weapon that can be used by others, such as when a villain uses Bianca's power to control people, proving that the ability can be turned into a weapon by outside forces against the Siren's will. Petrification. It is the signature power of the Stoners, the Gorgon students at Nevermore. This ability, taken directly from Greek myths, is a special biological weapon. The power is completely linked to the Gorgon's unique feature, snakes instead of hair. The freezing effect starts when someone makes direct eye contact with the snakes. This is not a choice. It's an automatic biological reaction to visual contact. The snake's gaze instantly releases a wave of energy that causes the victim's body to turn into a stone statue. The power is both a great defense and a huge problem. While it lets the Gorgon stop any threat instantly, it is indiscriminate, meaning it works on anyone. A Gorgon must be extremely careful because the power can be set off by accident. The biggest risk is to themselves. Even looking at their own reflection can turn a Gorgon to stone. To handle this constant danger, Gorgon characters like Ajax Petropoulos wear beanies to keep their snake hair completely covered, which is the necessary physical barrier to stop accidental use. It is revealed that the petrification effect is temporary, wearing off after an unknown amount of time. This is important because it prevents the power from being permanently deadly, but still makes it a powerful way to disable an enemy. The petrification ability requires the Gorgon to be constantly alert and manage their body to function safely. Vampirism. This defines a specific group of outcasts whose powers and biology are tied to the classic stories of the undead. A main characteristic of vampires is an extended lifespan, allowing some students to have been at Nevermore for many decades. This long life gives them a vast amount of experience and knowledge. Their core biological difference is their extreme weakness and aversion to sunshine. This fear of light forces them to live a nocturnal life and plan carefully during the day, often avoiding direct sunlight completely. While their full set of powers, like super strength or speed, or details about how they feed, hasn't been fully explained, the focus is on their longevity and their biological restrictions. The vampire identity is based on the suspension of normal aging and the need to adapt to darkness, making them creatures who live on a different time schedule than humans and other outcasts. Their lack of major involvement suggests their powers might be subtle or mainly focused on simply continuing to exist rather than on open fighting. Hide transformation. This is a deep, two-sided, and often destructive outcast power based on the idea of a hidden, basic alter ego. Like the famous story character, a hide is a person who is normal most of the time, but who changes into a monstrous, rage-filled creature. The transformation can be set off by many things, including severe emotional stress, certain chemicals, or, most importantly, the will of a master. The power is the transformation itself, which results in a creature with much more power and violence. The hide has super strength, speed, and durability, and completely lacks any self-control or moral sense. The monster is pure, destructive force, effectively making the ability more of a curse for the person who has it. The most dangerous thing about the hide is how easily it can be controlled. The monster can be directed by someone who knows its secret, subservient nature. This relationship of control is key to seeing the hide as a biological weapon. It's not just a wild beast, but a powerful tool that can be purposefully controlled by an outside person. The fact that the hide nature can be inherited, shown by the existence of Tyler's mother, Françoise, reveals a complex history for the creatures. Also, the possibility of a secret hide community suggests a deeper mythos where the creature's nature and control might be a subject of internal struggle, focusing on whether to suppress or accept their monstrous side. Vanishing. Invisibility is an outcast power specifically given to the class known as Vanishers. This ability allows the user to make themselves completely unseen by manipulating light or how their own body reflects it. The power works by completely erasing their visual presence, allowing the user to walk unseen through any place. The practical use of the power is mostly for covert surveillance and watching others. The character Agnes showed this by using her invisibility to follow and watch people, gathering information without being noticed. This makes Vanishers the ultimate spies and intelligence gatherers in the Outcast community. The usefulness of the power completely depends on the user's focus, allowing them to gain unmatched access to private areas and secret talks. Naming them Vanishers makes this ability a formally recognized type of Outcast power, suggesting that the technique to become invisible requires specific control over their own body and how it interacts with light. Ornithokinesis. The final confirmed Outcast ability is Ornithokinesis, with the users more simply called avian. This power gives the Outcast the ability to control and communicate with birds, similar to how Eugene controls insects. The avian can create a direct mental connection with a single bird or an entire flock, see through their senses, and direct how they fly and act. This power makes birds an extension of the Outcast's will, effectively turning ordinary birds into a sophisticated network of mobile, flying resources. The main uses of this power are aerial spying, carrying small items, and causing distractions. The character Judy demonstrated this power by using birds as part of a complex and sinister plan. Her involvement in the LOIS project, the long-term Outcast integration study, introduces the idea that avian abilities, and perhaps others, can be created artificially through scientific experiments. This revelation makes the understanding of Outcast powers more complex, suggesting that some abilities may not just be genetic, but can be transferred or engineered. Judy's actions, which included using her bird control in harmful ways, confirm that the ability is a very effective tool for both secret tracking and open displays of controlled force.